Hey y'all, I'll be reacting to Gibiate Episode 1, and as a heads up for any of y'all curious, I am watching this from Crunchyroll's website, but now, without further delay, I'm going to start my reaction to this in 1, 0, go. Alright, pumped up for this. Just wonder what's got her seemingly so shocked that she didn't even notice that you can dunk this spider in the shower area, you know? But then again, she's probably seen some shit. Just going by her demeanor. And I like that little AC/DC reference there. Pretty cool. That's a cute name. Huh? Wonder what could have caused her not to graduate from high school then in that case. Huh? Oh. Oh, snap. You know what I like about these sequences, though? Since she's presenting things in a documentary, and since it's established that people have been living in that area for 2 years, it prevents itself from having dialogue seem like a terribly placed exposition dump. Here, it actually sounds natural, just due to the fact that she's making a documentary on it right now. Oh, okay. So that explains it. Hmm. Dang. Kind of feels pretty fitting that this is airing during the COVID-19 pandemic too. It feels ironically well timed, if you ask me. And I know for sure that definitely wasn't something that they're pretty. Holy fuck! That's CG. Eesh. Kind of look PS1, PS2ish there. But I'd say right now the 2D character designs look good. And I'm assuming that's how her parents passed away, just looking how she was fun looking at her photo. Alright, I actually dig that. An assertive, level-headed main character like that. I dig it. I dig it so far. Gibiate. The title thing looks pretty cool too. It's 1600 AD. I'm assuming this might be. I'm assuming they're going back 430 years in the past to maybe show off potentially where the origins of the disease originated. Potentially, that's my guess. I mean, I honestly don't know anything about this series because I didn't watch any. I thought I saw a fly there for a second. I haven't seen any TV, so I actually have no idea where this is gonna go. I like those little details too in the animation with the rain. You're even seeing the droplets land on their clothing and the hair. That's a nice effect. Some animes, when there's rain, they don't bother animating droplet effects. So far, background animation's good, and the background art's pretty dang good too. Hmm. I just wonder how does this have to do with the start, though. I mean, this seems all interesting and all, but I'm really curious how this is going to connect. If it does connect, anyway. Oh, man. This fool, and the way he says it with pride. Love how to go showing us that this dude, he feels zero shame at all. Holy. I wonder if we're going to start seeing those creatures that we saw in the start of the episode. Because now it's seemingly going into supernatural. Okay. What? Huh? Well, hold the fuck. Holy. I'm assuming this is probably the opening. Yeah, it's probably the opening song. Spirited Away. So wait, did this to get transported into the future then? Honestly, I have no idea. Can't wait to find out though. Okay, actually. Oh, okay, so we did get transported into the future then, going by the opening. The CG looks really dang bad though. A shame because the 2D character designs look really beautiful and gorgeous, and the background art looks great. So, I dig the song. I actually really like it. Yo, that guy with the lips looks like he or she would belong in a Joe anime. I'm being serious. I'd say as far as animation goes for an opening, it's so-so. I've seen openings with worse animation. I've seen openings with better animation. Although I do like some of the stylistic choices, like when it went with like the paint-like aesthetic there. And some of the creatures are actually hand-drawn. Like when the creatures are hand-drawn, they look pretty dang beautiful. I can only hope they choose to hand-drawn the freaking monsters in some scenes at the very least, and it's not just CG creatures. Oh, okay. Well, that answers that. I just wonder what happened to the 2 people he was with on the boat, though. I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, I can't blame him. I mean, if only. If only. And it's actually nice to get to see someone's perspective from the past, too, and see how mind-fucking that could potentially be. Ew, that ant. I mean, that rat. What the fuck did I say, ant? I just hope for their sake they don't accidentally step on beer glass. But it's not like they have much luxuries of footwear right now. Looks like he's being possessed by something. Oh. What in the... Okay, it's getting really freaking now. Yo, how did he block you with his arm? That's what I'm wondering. Jeez. For their sake, they either have a weapon to fight it with, or they run the fuck away quickly, because holy. Yeah, in some shots this creature looks well done, in others it looks like complete dog shit, the CG. Here it looks good. Like, really? It's still with speedlines. What is this? The 90s? No, that'd be just... What the fuck? I'm trying to take this seriously, but then when you see the lower body of that creature, it looks hella dang fake looking. Well, the top part looks decently rendered in some shot. Holy. I understand going for the block, but how much is that going to do? What the? Okay. Still, they shouldn't take for granted that just because that creature isn't quick, they shouldn't take for granted that other creatures wouldn't be quick either. Oh, there it is, right there. Here the creature actually looks good when it's being shot because it's actually hand drawn here. And I actually like that bit of character as a, oh yeah, example. I mean, she is trying to look for a vaccine. Makes sense. And that's what I actually really dig about Kathleen, aside from trying to help out a variety of people and showing her selflessness, to see that she's also a quick thinker in diverse situations when she quickly saved those two men was actually pretty dang badass, so. And this episode is doing a great job of making her extremely likable. Oh man. He's probably not gonna like that. He seems like he'd be a picky eater. Oh, never mind. I mean, I guess since they weren't in high positions, there aren't gonna be too much picky eaters. I wouldn't be surprised if they think they're cosplayers or something of that nature with the outfits they got. Just the way she presents it, alright. This episode's doing a great job of making me just absolutely adore Catherine. She's cool. She's cool. Well, that was probably in the past. Now, it's definitely more now, though. And it's whatever the fuck those creatures are called. It is kind of sad in a way. Especially since at the very least, the main samurai, he really looked like he was dedicated to his lord, so I could see why it would emotionally stray him. So I actually like that. Showing you some of the emotional angst some of these characters are going through, because it feels, say, pretty realistic so far. At least realistic in this type of context. As realistic as it can be. Okay, at least now we have a name to go beyond this creature's name. Gibiate. And you know what I like too about these two samurai showing up in this specific point in time? Considering that 2 years have passed, it's natural that everyone will know the ins and outs of being affected by a Gibiate. But since those two don't know anything about that, and since they're asking questions, any bit of information they learn is new to them and also new to us, the audience. So I actually like that. The series, it's covering its bases when it comes to information presentation here. It's pretty nice. Those were actually good questions. You would think they would have whipped it out. Oh. Whoa! That's pretty mean. But I'm pretty sure even without the samurai sword, the man's pretty capable. I mean, to wield the sword, you'd have to have enough upper body strength to lift up the sword. You'd have to have a decent amount of reflexes to also be able to respond and parry other people's attacks if they're also utilizing the sword. He probably is that strong. You consider he comes from an era where there wasn't any cars. He's probably got a lot of stamina too. Just the question is, how much weaponry does a camp actually have? That's the bigger question. Is everyone truly really a good person though? Because there is no way in a camp of close to 100 people, there's no fucking way everyone's gonna be a kind individual. There's gotta be at least one or two semi-bad apples. I'm just saying. All pretty cool names. Yeah, I actually have that perspective. Actually, yeah. Oh man. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought her parents were dead. That's cool. That's cool. It's just the way she was looking at the photo. I was under the assumption that they died or passed away. Eesh. And that brings me on the question: since those two came from the Edo period, wouldn't that affect the history books? Or I guess I'm going to assume since they were transported, they might have been presumed dead, and they were transported into the modern setting. Oh. Yeah, that doctor's giving me some shady vibes. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand his perspective. Oh man. Yeah, I could see where Catherine's coming from. I mean, it's up to them when they reverse their luck. If a GB attacks, they're just gonna have to earn their keep fight, collect resources. I think if they just do that, they'll be able to change people's opinions on them. Okay, it's pretty low then. That actually explains their extreme features. Oh. Oh, so they don't even look straight up like dinosaurs. When is it the instance where someone's stung and nothing happens to their bodies? Oh! Yeah, but they better play it safe than sorry. Okay, at least that explains the opening then, why they just had random water dripping. Guess it was there to represent people infected by the Gibiate virus. Is he lying? Because the way he's... I don't know, who knows, maybe since he doesn't seem like the type to lie. Okay, that's actually some good news. And that implies that if it... Guess it's the luck of the draw when it comes to genetics. Jeez, talk about aggressive ass assholes. Those fucking Gibiate creatures. Oh, I'd say going for a cure. Going for a cure is probably not going to be that easy. It feels like it'd probably be easier to first make a vaccine and then a cure. But hey, I like their ambition though. I just wonder what would happen if like a stray Gibiate just happens to find the location of a generator and just all breaks and smashes it. I wonder what would they do in a situation where it's dang dark. Oh. Yeesh. Oh man, the CG. Ugh. It's so weird, like the drawings are so beautiful, and then you get the CG and it's like, ugh. Whenever I see the CG like that, it feels like saying, yo, the 90s calling back for their CG quality. Oh, it's actually nice to get the same in the recording there. It's pretty cool. I'm assuming the 80s representing the people from the past explain their experiences they might have had during the Edo period. That's going to be my guess of what the 80s going for. And going by this, I wonder if it's implying that everything's going to be fine and they're going to get through this chaotic situation. I'm just wondering. Going by that, I'm assuming Kathleen's father is dead then, because we don't see him in a single bit during the episode. What the? Yo, my timer glitched out. It's weird. It was working perfectly when I was ranking the raised zeros. To be continued next. Ah! Damn. Alright, as far as first episodes go, I liked it, but I didn't love it. If I were to rate it straight up of a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, 10 being exceptional. I thought it was a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a smidge above average because I thought it was relatively intriguing. As far as animes go, it's interesting to get to see a samurai ninja transporting from the past going into the present. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle that. And while the whole plot of people being affected by creatures or some kind of virus is a plot point tackled in a lot of animated series or even live action series and movies, I'm curious to see how they're going to present things, regardless, because when it comes to plots like this, it ain't mostly about the originality, but it's mostly about the execution. So I'd say from first episodes, as far as it goes, I was intrigued. But in saying that, though, there were a few moments where it did show a bit of weaknesses, though, because in a lot of the action set pieces, the sequences either used a lot of close-up shots, you saw a lot of cost-cutting measures like stills with speed lines, things that would get in the way of enjoyment of the series if you watch it for, say, the world of cool factor. So there were, even though I did dig some of what I saw, there were a few weaknesses here and there. But they weren't so majorly bad that I'm like, you know what, I want to drop this after watching it. So I'd say from a story standpoint, say, from what I had worked with, I think it did a bit above average, and I dug it. As for the characters, I'd say it did the bare minimum. It did enough to give people like Canton Lee, Sensui, decent amount of characterization, but not enough to be like they're completely layered. So I'd say from that standpoint, it did alright. The major weakness, though, is from the animation standpoint, because even though the 2D animation's good, the CG was prominent, even in the opening. So I wonder if that's going to spell negative signs for the production, because if you're even getting bad CG in the opening, where in the openings things are supposed to be completely polished, that's kind of slightly worrying me a bit for the series, because I've seen series that have also had bad CG during the openings, and then the CG during the main series is actually worse than what is shown off in the first episode. It's giving me those 8th Son, Are You Kidding Me vibes. So that's one of the negative signs that I'm noticing there. So that's why I can only cap out my score at a 6 out of 10. Because I gotta take that in consideration, because usually if series start out with this type of quality, they, on occasion, no, most of the times they get worse. Not to say there is no room for improvement. Sometimes series have the first episode is the worst, then it gets progressively better. For now, I'm gonna give this series the benefit of doubt, but for, say, the animation standpoint, it was a mixed bag. Essentially, I boiled it down to 2D great, 3D, ugh. Artwork was pretty, though. Gotta say, I love the character designs. I thought they were unique, they were detailed, they were gorgeous. And the background art was pretty dang fine. And then voice performances from everyone was pretty dang impressive, and that's how I rationalize the slightly above average 6 out of 10 score. Now, can I recommend this to multiple people? Not necessarily yet, unless people like a plot where it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic setting where people get infected by like a disease. Then maybe I can recommend this to people that really love the premise. For now, though, I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach, and I'm going to check. I'm going to give this a 3-episode rule. And these are pretty much my thoughts. I liked it, but I didn't love it that much, but who knows, might improve. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. Be sure to comment your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. And hopefully my laptop doesn't glitch out when I react to the next episode. But anyways, y'all, thank you all so much for watching my video, and have a great and safe day, everyone. Bye-bye.